Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Precious metals are down today, but there is an opinion that a small move in gold could send silver up 25%. Let's explore. Yes, this comes to us Monday, October the 7th, 2019, and this is an opinion piece here on Kitco. And let's kind of find out and see what this is about. You know, it's no secret that most people recognize that when gold and silver make moves, typically silver is a bit more volatile and it tends to move more sporadically and more aggressively in either direction. And so this is sort of summarizing that, almost in a sense stating the obvious, but it does put a number to it. So let's find out exactly what it's about. Investor sentiment has strengthened noticeably towards silver, wrote the Silver Institute in a study published last week. The Silver Institute commissioned a study, the Global Silver Investment, which was produced by Metals Focus. The Silver Institute said investors are increasing exposure to silver due to growing macroeconomic uncertainty. Investors worry that the escalating U.S.-China trade war increases risk of a recession. Bond yields have gone negative, and investors are seeking out safe haven assets. This is a sharp contrast to recent years' activity, when many institutional investors have been skeptical towards the metal, wrote the authors of the report. Exchange-traded products holdings of silver set new highs in August, reaching 736.9 million ounces. Wow. But again, that's the paper markets, the electronic markets. Will it transfer to the physical? Well, look at this chart here from the report here. The COMEX has $5 billion in assets. Physical investment is $3 billion. And ETPs are $3 billion here. Before the recent catalyst, the study authors noted silver's years in the doldrums. Silver underperformed gold over an almost uninterrupted 8-year period. And boy, that did hurt sentiment, especially in this community. A lot of people were really discouraged during that time. And still are, in many cases. Some of us are even still kind of doubtful, even including myself to some degree, that we'll ever see the ratio of gold to silver tighten up. The gold ratio rose from 30.5 in April 2011 to a multi-decade high of 93.5 in July of 2019. Still, silver is a relatively small market compared to gold, and the Institute cautions that relatively small inflows or liquidations can have a disproportionate effect on the market, leading to heightened price volatility, such as that seen less than a decade ago. And by the way, it kind of bolsters what I posted in a previous video that silver is volatile. Get used to it. The Silver Institute pointed to the COMEX. As of the end of July, the value of net long managed money positions in silver stood at $5.2 billion, equivalent to 312.8 million ounces of silver compared to 26.6 billion for gold. Some 5 times higher. Hypothetically, and assuming all else remains equal, a relatively modest 5% rotation out of gold in favor of silver would see positioning in the latter rise by a dramatic 25%. So yes, it's about positioning, I guess, there and how that rotation out considering there. Here is the silver holdings compared to the price, and I think this is the ETP silver holdings here. We can see these holdings are increasing, especially as of real recently here, or based off the and then the price with the price compared to the holdings. So there it is. It's quite interesting to see how this is taken out, this report here. I've not seen this report, didn't really search it out, but nonetheless, I think it is fascinating. And I think what I'm really waiting for really here is, you see here that this is talking about repositioning out of gold in favor of silver. But what I really want to see is how this physical demand into silver in terms of bars and coins, what's known as investment silver, although you know I hate that term, but it seems like that is the way to separate it itself from that of which it's used for industry or biomedical technology. So I'm very curious to see where that's going to go. Let's take a look here at where the prices are for gold and silver and these markets. You know, you're talking about positioning. Yes, people were to take a position and trading that ratio essentially, or using that ratio to your advantage. If that was to take a 5% move out of gold, would be huge. I doubt very much that it would really happen. But nonetheless, we can see gold took a pretty big hit today. Well, in relation to the other metals, it lost the most. Silver's down 11 cents, but still above 1750. But gold is below, comfortably below that $1,500 level here, which means that I was wrong. In my live stream yesterday, I mentioned that I didn't think that we would see the metals move downwards. I thought they would stay where they were at or increase a little bit. But I was wrong, which means it provides an opportunity for some of us. Not me. I've already spent, made another purchase when prices were higher, considerably higher than where they are now. Unfortunately, I have yet to take delivery on that product, but nonetheless, that's where we stand there. But, you know, we'll see. I don't know. The move in the precious metal prices are relatively small, but, you know, we'll see what happens. The stock market's taken, is doing its thing, and right now things kind of where they stand. A lot of it could be kind of where the position of the dollar is, and what's to come. Or it could just be that things are kind of just settling. The dust is settling around recent events. No movement here or there. I think the biggest news of the day is the announcement of Trump that to remove U.S. troops out of Syria, and much to the chagrin of the Peshmerga that are there. Other than that, there's not much more on the second whistleblower, not much news on Brexit or trade talks. So, yeah, indeed. We'll see how it all plays out. Nonetheless, we keep pressing on. And this article here from Kitco gives us some insight here as to where things are. I do think that even with where things sit with the prices that and the ratio between gold and silver means there is some more upward movement. I believe much more potential for it in silver, and I think that's kind of what is being stated there. You know, the fact that the silver market as a whole is a very small percent over other asset classes out there. And so with that being said, I believe that it does provide an opportunity. People are going to try to take advantage of it and use it to their advantage and hopefully make some money on it. So in that way, you can, in a sense, invest in silver if you're doing that. But most of that is happening on the electronic markets, exchange traded funds, and the like. As for me, I accumulate the physical, and I think most people that watch this channel do, although there are a few of you who dabble in the exchange-traded funds as well, in the futures markets and in the stock market. Certainly nothing wrong with that. So post your thoughts below. Found this quite interesting, how that could play out. I think it just goes to show you the value of the markets, the different values between the gold and silver markets. So there you have it. I want to extend a multitude of gratitude to all of you for watching this video. And just as a reminder that some people have noticed that they've not been getting notifications or alerts or seen where I've posted videos. And so just want to remind folks that I do post every day, sometimes several times a day. And so if for some reason you don't see, it's very unusual that I don't post. So you can always just go to the channel homepage, the Salivate Metal channel, and more likely you will see a new video there every single day. And also as a reminder, for those of you who are interested, I don't say a whole lot about it, but there is merchandise in the below the in between the description. There's a link to it if those of you are interested in that sort of thing, and also a link in the description below to the Salivate Metal round. It's available on AppMex. I'm actually surprised. There's a lot of people that don't know about it. I don't say a whole lot about it, but I did post a video about it. But a lot of people didn't see that video as other videos too, so I thought I'd remind you if you're interested in that. The link to that is in the description below as well. But more importantly, I just appreciate the feedback from the viewers on this channel and the content therein. So certainly appreciate your comments. And your viewership means more to me than you can ever know. So again, a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.